Hello, Internet. Welcome to my demo for bkStretchySpline, which is a modular auto rigger for creating ribbon spine-like limbs for a spine or a tentacle or lips, any kind of skeletal structure where the number of joints you have starts to outstrip the number of controls that you would want to have on your rig. So you can see here that I've got a something that would look like a pretty standard character spine. It's 6 joints, and they're skinned to a nice cylinder so that we can see everything deforming well. At this point, before getting into it, I should mention that it is very important that you have clean joint orients on your skeleton, because the stretchy spline does use Maya IK or aim constraints to bake down the rotation values onto these bind joints. So these joint orients, I've already cleaned them out. They've got values just in the Z channel. Sometimes you can get weird 180 values in the X channel, stuff like that. And if you have any weird twist problems in particular, then joint orient is the first place that I would look to make sure that everything's clean there, and then try again. All right, so getting started. This is the module name, bkStretchySpline, import as SPL, spl.make GUI window, and that's going to bring up our little wizard here. And you can see all the different options. Now, the current project that I'm working on has this little UI, so I added a button for it, so it's fine. Same thing. All right. Now, these different options, as I said, it uses either aim constraints or Maya IK spline to figure out the rotations and bake them down onto the joints. The biggest difference between these two is that Maya IK spline does not have built-in twisting, because the IK handle wants to take care of that itself, and it has ways of doing that are pretty good, but they don't really work well with this control style. So you can do Maya IK spline, but just be aware that that's if you do that, then you're going to have to figure out how to take care of the twisting along the limb yourself. So most of what we're going to look at is the aim constraint method, and we're going to keep it simple for the first demo. Other options here, you can see controls. We're going to stick with just 2 controls for now. Since this is a spine, we're going to assume that we're just going to have a hips control and a chest control, and leave it at that for now. Control style, let's do boxes. Stretchy. This is what really makes it like a ribbon spine. Just being able to grab and move these controls and having the whole thing stretch automatically is really the strength of this particular rig. Control with curve, we're going to look at it without this first. It's just a slightly different control style, particularly when it comes to twist. Okay, so limb name, we're just going to say C spline. Okay, and now we've got our options chosen, so we're going to select all of the joints in the chain in order, and then hit create spline rig, and we've got one. These controls are a little bit small. Size those up. Just for convenience. Okay. Now you can see we have our hips control and our chest control, and you can see that it's stretchy and it has the kind of spline-like behavior of being able to grab one and the other one stays put, and rotating, and I mentioned the difference between twisting of the two different styles. So you can see that this was the control without curve. You can see that when I twist it, it is kind of moving them in a parent constraint kind of way. So it's more than just a straight twist if your base pose has a little bit of curvature, like this one did. It wasn't completely straight. For something like this, the difference isn't going to be very noticeable, but if the base pose were very curved like this, then yeah, when you twisted these in the control without curve mode, then you would start to see a lot of bowing in this area here, kind of like that, just from the X controls. But yeah, in general, you can see that it's pretty robust. If this was a character's spine, then this is definitely doing everything that you would want it to do. I can, make it pinch in the middle and kind of go away, but that's a rotation value of 300 degrees. So, that's pretty good. All right, let's undo all this so that we can try out the other mode. Okay, there we go. And that's another nice thing about it, that it all just undoes with one press. So now we're going to try control with curve. You can see that my bkStretchySpline option opens up, but as I said, that was leaving it to you to figure out twisting. So we're just going to stick with aim constraint. All right, and again, create. This time control with curve. Or actually, I'm going to do different control styles so I don't have to resize them again. All right, and so it's basically the same thing. I mean, it's you grab and move and translate everything and rotate. I guess the biggest difference is that the twisting is just along the curve, no matter how much curvature it had in the base pose. And I suppose the curvature on this one might be a little bit more durable than the other one. I mean, if you rotate something enough, it's going to get pinched pretty much no matter what. And this is at negative 400 degrees, so that's, I mean, a spine rig is going to be broken or the character is going to look broken at 180. So I don't think anybody would need more than 420 degrees. So yeah, pretty basic so far. This is just the two controls. So what we're going to do now, we're going to try and add a little middle control here. So we're going to set the controls up to 3. So now we have like a little belly control in heel. So we've still got the hips. We can still translate and rotate and do anything we would need to do. And basically the same thing with the chest, but you'll see that the middle is now being kind of controlled by the little belly control there. And that can be cool with the stretch, because you can see that you can get kind of like jiggle effects in the middle. Like you can make the stretch come from the bottom part of the spine or the top part of the spine, things like that. And of course you can still translate and rotate this middle control as well to get, as much deformation as you would want. So you can see that this is viable for for a lot more than just a simple spine, but it can be simplified down with just 2 controls. If you have any questions, email me or put them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.